I played a bunch of cozy games recently, everything from life sims to puzzle games, cleaning up sims, and honestly, a few of them completely surprised me. So, if you've been looking for something new to play, here's exactly what is actually worth it. Now, first up is Slime Rancher. Now, this was my first time ever playing this game, and I heard a lot about Slime Rancher for a while, and it looked really cute and chaotic in a really fun way. And I feel like it's just one of those games that everyone has played at some point except for me. So I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what I was doing at first. Like, I was genuinely so confused, but somehow was still having a really good time. You're running around collecting these little slimes, or what I like to call squishies. Then you're bringing them back to your ranch, feeding them, and turning that into money so that you can expand things. It sounds simple, but it gets chaotic really fast in a fun way because you have to actually breed them to get different types of slimes. It can get really overwhelming at times, especially early on when everything just starts stacking up. But once it does click, it just kind of feels really easy to just kind of flow through the game. Now, if you like games where you can just mess around, figure things out as you go, and not take anything too seriously, this one is perfect for that. Now, I definitely get why people love this game, but for me, this one is definitely going to be wait for sale, only because that is how I bought it. Now, next up is Moomintroll Winters Warmth. Now, I wanted to play this one because I played the first Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley game before, and I really liked it. So going into this, I was expecting something really gentle, wholesome, and just super cozy story, and it completely lived up to those expectations. Now, this one feels a lot quieter than most cozy games. You're basically exploring, picking things up, helping characters, and just slowly progressing, but the game doesn't really guide you too much. There were definitely moments where I felt a little bit lost, but not in a frustrating kind of way. It just felt like I was supposed to slow down and kind of figure things out on my own. It does have a lot of fetch quest and backtracking. Like, you'll definitely feel that after playing it for a little bit. Now, if you want something fast-paced or just really gameplay heavy, this one is not going to be your thing. But if you like slower, more atmospheric games where you can just explore and take your time, you're probably going to really enjoy this. Now, I did make a full review for this game, so be sure to check that out. I got a bit more in depth about how I felt when playing it. So for me, this one is wait on a sale. It is a great story-driven cozy game, but it is on the shorter side. Now, this next one is not released yet, but I felt like I needed to add it to this list. We have Loftia. Now, I actually played Loftia during the first closed alpha, and it ran really smoothly back then. But there was also way less people, so going into this, I was really curious how it would feel now with more players. Because I mean, what's an MMO without other people being everywhere? Now, this is very much a life sim MMO where you're running around collecting materials, crafting things, decorating your space, and slowly building everything up. And I still really like that part of it. It's super cute, and seeing other players running around just makes the world feel really alive. But you can definitely feel the difference compared to the alpha. With more people, things did get a little bit rough. There was a lot of lag, I was rubber banding all over the place, and there was just some buggy moments here and there. I did have to restart my game a couple of times when I was playing. So it kind of feels like this mix of cozy and fun, but also a little chaotic right now. If you like cozy life sims like Animal Crossing, but you want that multiplayer feel where other people are actually around and you can physically play with them, you'll probably really enjoy this, especially if you're into gathering, crafting, decorating, and just kind of coexisting with other players. I still think that this game has so much potential. It's been really fun seeing the journey of this game build up over time. I love the core of it, it's really solid, and I like it with even more players in the world. But right now, it definitely feels like they're stress testing everything, so it's a little bit rough, but in a way that kind of makes sense. I'm really curious to see how it feels once everything is more polished, because this is going to be something really special. Next is a game that is in early access called Voyagers of Nera. Now, I kept seeing Voyagers of Nera everywhere, and it looked really interesting, like a survival game, but this really pretty ocean world. And I honestly have been in the mood for a survival crafting kind of game, so I finally decided to try it. So you're basically exploring islands, gathering resources, building things, and just trying to survive while unlocking more over time. At the same time, it feels really guided in a weird way, like you're exploring and learning as you go. It actually gave me a little bit of Valheim vibes, just with a more magical ocean-focused world. On the Steam Deck, it is not playable at all. I couldn't even get it running. I tried different protons and honestly nothing was working at the time, so definitely stick to PC on this game. If you like survival crafting games where you build, explore, and just figure everything out over time, you'll probably really enjoy this, especially if you don't mind a bit of a learning curve at the beginning. Now, I feel like this one is one of those games that just gets better the more time that you put into it. It didn't instantly click for me, but I can tell already that there's a lot here. So for me, this is definitely a buy, especially if you like survival crafting games, which I love them, and you don't really mind having to learn things as you go. Now, for a completely shift in mood, we have Fishbowl. Fishbowl initially caught my attention because it felt really different from other cozy games that I've been playing lately, and I really liked the art style. It looked more story focused and a little bit more personal, which I was pretty curious about. Now, this one definitely is more slow and narrative driven. You're basically going through this character's daily life, things like organizing, conversations, little tasks, and it all ties into this bigger story. It feels very quiet and introspective, like you're just sitting with someone's thoughts for a bit. It's not something you rush, it's more about taking your time and just experiencing the game. Now, if you like story-driven games or anything that feels a little bit more personal and reflective, you'll probably really like this. I also made a full video for Fishbowl as well if you want a more in-depth on what it is about. This isn't the kind of game that I'd play all the time, but I'd have to be in the right mood for it, and it really hits. It's one of those games that you can sit down with when you want something calm, maybe a little bit emotional, and just something different from your usual cozy loop. So for me, this is definitely a buy. It really stuck with me, and it's one of those games that actually makes you feel something. Next up is Fortune Seller. This one caught my attention because the whole tarot fortune theme looked really cool, but I didn't realize that this was actually more of a roguelike. So this is way more of a run-based game than I expected. You're basically trying to make enough money before each blood moon. In every run, you're organizing items, selling things, and just trying to stay ahead. And then the tarot cards come in, they give you bonuses and change how your run plays, so you kind of build your strategy around that. It ends up feeling a little chaotic, but in that one more run kind of way. It runs okay on the Steam Deck, not the greatest frame rate, around 15 to 30 FPS, and the controls make sense, but my brain honestly was not there and was not enjoying it on there. It's definitely better being played on PC. So if you like roguelikes or just games where you're just constantly trying to improve your runs and get a little further each time, you'll probably enjoy this one, especially if you like a mix of strategy mixed in with managing and organizing. Now, this one surprised me, not in the cozy, relaxing way, but it's definitely more of a focused, try to do better each run type of game. But once you understand the loop, it's really easy to get hooked and just keep going and keep trying to beat your top score. I will say though, this is a pass for me. It's fun, just not really the kind of game that I gravitate towards. Now, moving on to a game that I didn't expect to like, called Hozy, however you say it. I normally don't gravitate towards decorating sims because I feel like I just don't have the creativity for them, but this one definitely surprised me in the best way. It was very soft and calming. This is one of those games where you're mostly just organizing and placing things, decorating spaces, and just making everything look nice and put together. So it's super hands-on. You're cleaning the area by picking things up, moving them around, adjusting them until everything feels right. It's very slow-paced, very intentional, and honestly just really satisfying once you get a whole space finished. There's no pressure, no stress, it's just you vibing and putting things where you feel like they belong. Now, on the Steam Deck, this game is pretty rough. It's very laggy and the controls feel pretty awkward. The FPS is barely hitting 15, so it's pretty difficult to enjoy playing it on there. I honestly just couldn't keep trying to play on the Steam Deck. So PC it is for this one. This is one of the games I would go to if I just want to relax and not have to think too hard. It's simple, but in a really satisfying way. So for me, this one is going to be wait for a sale. It's really relaxing. Now, on the other hand, we have Kulo Niku Bowl Up. The best way that I could describe this going in was it felt like a modern version of Cooking Mama mixed in with good pizza, great pizza, and I love cooking games, so I was immediately interested in this one. In this game, you're basically running a noodle shop, taking orders, building bowls, and trying to get everything exactly right for each customer. You have to pay attention to everything, like the ingredients, flavors, toppings, even small details like chopsticks or the broth. It gets fast, like really fast, and I just had moments where I was like, okay, wait, hold on, really need to focus here because there was just so much going on at once. It's a lot of multitasking, and if you mess something up, it actually matters, which I definitely did a few times. But when you get an order perfectly right, it is so satisfying. Now, if you like cooking or management style games where you have to stay on top of things and multitask, you'll probably really enjoy this one, especially if you like a little bit of pressure with your cozy games. Now, this one definitely was more intense than I originally expected. I don't know if I could handle it with a timer because I was already getting stressed just trying to make the meals right. But at the same time, I was having so much fun. So for me, this one is definitely a buy. It's one of those games that just feels chaotic, but in a really satisfying way once you get the hang of things. And then on the puzzle side, we have Is This Seat Taken? This one caught my attention because of the concept is just kind of fun and just different. Like the whole idea of figuring out where people should sit doesn't sound like much at first, but it is really charming. It's basically a puzzle game where you're placing people in different seats based on their preferences. So you have to pay attention to the little details like who wants to sit where, who shouldn't be next to each other, and just figure out the right arrangement. It starts off pretty simple, but it actually gets more challenging the more that you play and progress through the levels. It feels light, a little quirky, and kind of satisfying when you finally get everything right. This one is absolutely perfect for the Steam Deck. The controls feel natural and smooth, and all the text is really readable, and it runs around 80 FPS. So this one is definitely a must for the Steam Deck. If you like puzzle games that are a little bit more relaxed but still make you think a little, you're probably going to really enjoy this one. So for me, this is a buy. It's simple, satisfying, and just a really solid puzzle game. Next up is another game I didn't know I would enjoy but ended up really vibing with it, Cleaning Up. I thought it was funny because I was like, I basically do this in real life and now I'm doing it in a game too, but at the same time there's just something about cleaning games that just always naturally pull me in. It's basically a cleanup sim where you're going into different areas, sweeping, vacuuming, mopping, and just slowly unlocking more tools as things get messier. And the loop is super simple: clean everything, upgrade your tools, move on to the next area, but it works. Like, it actually is really satisfying just sucking everything up and watching the space go from completely gross to spotless perfection. I kept having those moments where I was just so locked in because I was so focused on cleaning everything perfectly. But then the game randomly will throw in a little bit of chaos in there, like vacuuming out the cars, dealing with ghosts, zombies, or just weird little mechanics. It's oddly calming and chaotic at the same time. Now, if you like satisfying cleanup games like Power Wash Simulator type vibes, or just anything where you could just zone out and make things look nice, you'll probably really enjoy this. I actually surprisingly had a really good time with this game. It's one of those that you can easily pick up. It's super satisfying to play and doesn't take itself too seriously. Now, I will say that this is a wait on a sale for me. It's super satisfying and easy to get into, but it is a bit short. That is probably the only downside for me here. Now, lastly, we have The Last Gas Station. This one caught my attention because it's basically a gas station simulator, but with a slightly creepy twist. You're running this old gas station, fixing it up, managing a store, serving customers, but there's also this whole don't go out at night kind of thing where it made you feel a little different from the usual cozy sims. This is very much a management sim where you're cleaning up the station, stocking shelves, setting prices, serving customers, and just slowly upgrading things over time. And I'm not gonna lie, I got really into it. I was literally playing this for like 8 hours straight, just running my little gas station and unlocking new upgrades. It's one of those games where you just get into a rhythm and just keep going, but it does get pretty repetitive, especially when you're trying to unlock the next levels. You have to hit certain customer goals and complete a bunch of tasks, and that part can start to feel like it drags a bit. But if you enjoy that kind of grind and progression, it is actually really satisfying, and it also plays amazing on the Steam Deck running at a steady 90 FPS. If you like management sims where you're building something up over time, like stocking, organizing, upgrading, and serving customers, you'll probably really enjoy this one. So for me, this one is definitely a buy. This is just one of those games to throw on and suddenly a few hours go by without you even noticing. So overall, I feel like I've played a really good mix of cozy games games recently. Some were more chill and relaxing, and some were a little bit more chaotic than I expected. And a few of them honestly surprised me in the best way possible. I think my favorite was definitely the last gas station just because it was so easy to get into and honestly really satisfying to play. I honestly just wanted to run the best gas station possible. Like, that one just really stuck with me the most. But I'm curious, what have you been playing lately? Or if you've tried any of these, let me know what you thought about them. Now, if there's anything that I should try next, definitely let me know. You know, I'm always on the hunt for new cozy games to try. If this video helped you in any way, be sure to like and subscribe if you are not already. So until next time, happy gaming.